Hi, it's Lucille. I don't know if you guys saw Kate Marshall from Inked Paper Arts. She did a really cute video the other day, and she made a little wallet, a wallet to go into a journal. So she has it that it goes on the side of a page, and it has two shallow pockets and then one big wallet pocket, which is a great idea. I've tried to make wallets before. I've always tried to cut strips. It's a pain in the neck, and I gave up on that. But wallets lend themselves really well to the type of journals that I do, which are themed journals. So the way she did it, she took a piece of paper and she pleated it, and it was a really good idea, except the problem that I had was twofold. It's very fiddly, and I was getting inconsistent size wallets every time I made it. And for my journals that I make small ones. They're 6 inches, 6.5 inches usually. So I didn't want my wallet to be more than between 3.5 inches. I also didn't like the shallow pockets. I wanted it really to be like a wallet. So I'm going to show you my modification of that. I know you probably all saw it. She does great stuff. She's doing like 365 days of ideas. I don't know how she's doing it, and live sales. But anyway, I did very simple modifications so that when I make mine, these are full pockets, and I can make this consistent size every time. So basically 8.5 by 11 paper. What I do is I score it in half first, and I make thumb notches. That way I can keep a reference point of which part is up. These thumb notches will be my top part. So this, in essence, is my bottom. And so then I score on my scoreboard 3.5 inches. That's the way I want. So I know that my wallet's going to be 3.5 inches, and I don't have to worry about the size. It's always going to be the same. So the other two scores that I make, I do, so 3.5, which is this is the back of the wallet. And then these two scores are going to be the pockets. So my first score I do at 5.5, and then the next one is at 8.5. So 3.5, 5.5, 8.5. That gives me a consistent wallet every time. And I scored to make it clear. The next thing I do is I fold the bottom part up. Fold the bottom part up. So this is the back of my wallet. Then I take my first score mark and I fold it in, and I score that. And I fold it. It doesn't matter where that falls. It's just the the inside of the pocket, which I'm going to cut. Then this is my next score. So this will be my top pocket, will be this one. So this is this one, and this is going to be this pocket. So what I do is I line up the top of my wallet. I hope this is in camera. The top of my wallet, so I know for sure my ends are going to meet. And then I fold it from the bottom up, holding this score, and then I fold it. So then I have a consistent thing every time, okay? So these are still shallow pockets. Next thing I do is I go over to my cutter. I open it up again, and I take the paper, and I go in that inside fold line, this one here, and I line that up with the edge of my cutting spot. Now I take my cutter and I line it. I don't go all the way to the edge of the paper. I make sure that the edge of my paper is lined up with the edge of my blade, which gives me approximately a quarter of an inch edge. And I score it up, and I stop when it gets to the other edge. I don't go all the way through. Then I move it over to the next fold that's not inked, and I do the same thing. I line it up with the edge of the paper and the edge of the cutter, and then I score it up, and I stop when the edge of my cutter gets to edge of my paper. Now I have two open spots here, right? So when I fold it back up, and I fold it and I fold it, now my wallet is open on the inside. And then I glue it the same way, and now I have 3 full pockets rather than 1 big pocket and 2 shallow pockets. So I don't know, whichever way you like it. It's her idea, great idea. I just modified it, and it really helps me. I'm not good with fiddly, and I like things to be, when I make a journal, my theme journals, I usually do between 8 and 10 at a time. And to have each one being random, it makes me crazy. So I hope it helps you, and thanks for watching. See you next time.